Do, 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 swing my pan about and giving it large. Oh yeah, welcome back, absolute fucking peasants. Right, okay, shitbags and basically turds, really. I'm only joking, I'm only messing, I'm only playing. Sergeant never means it, he means it when he means it. And if he doesn't mean it, then he doesn't really actually mean it, does he, really? There we go. Okay, for a moment I almost thought I lost my mind because I couldn't find wooden fucking spoon. So I found wooden spoon. I've got my magical spoon. I've got my. I'm going to do a double, triple skill now. I'm going to spin it round and I'm going to catch it with this other hand. Oh, bollocks! No, couldn't do that. That was bullshit. Right. Okay. So there we are. So how have all you absolute scummy shits been? Okie dokie. Right, now obviously because we've done a bit of a scorched earth policy video in the last video, which was the curry, and other things of, so I don't, so basically, anyway, so basically I unsubscribed from Dennis, Tracy and Alan, fucking couple of them there. And I was tempted to watch a Dennis video, I did. What did I watch him do? There's one afterwards for capture. I can't actually remember. That was it. Some cupcakes or tea cakes or some absolute bullshit. They were fucking so shit. Right, I couldn't believe how bad they were. Right, still no mention of the master. No mention of your favourite Sergeant Furitos. Absolutely nothing. Still pathetic, so bollocks basically. Right, okie dokie. So right, I'm gonna bring out my meat. There it is, blood and all. Okie dokie. I was saying I need to get the oven on because I've got a little surprise. I've got a bit of a surprise in the oven for you, you absolute fucking turd bastards. Right, we need to get this frying. There we go. Right. There we go, nice, in and off. Right. So, what are we doing? Oh, right, I'm not going to tell you what we're doing at the end of the day. You're going to have to find out. I've named the title, what I've named the title, yeah. It doesn't actually give any information as to what we're doing. So we're just going to cook this out, alright? So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to give it a bit of a mixture. Yep. Now, you might have noticed there was no fats that I put into this, no oils, no butters or anything like that. So this is what we've got here, is a mixture of ground beef and pork. And we're going to do some mince, right? That's what we're going to do. Right, there are obviously things that you might actually be able to tell what we're going to do, but fuck it, that's just how it is. Now, obviously, during the week, a lot of things have been going on, okay? We've had an incident outside with young Bob, who got almost physically terrorised and verbally abused by Heston, okay? Heston is on the run. Now there is a internal, this is now not frying, it's just decided to stop. There is obviously an internal investigation and the recapture of Heston, because obviously what had gone on a couple of weeks ago. So I will get into it, I'll get into it right now actually, because it's pretty dreadful, it's pretty dreadful. Nice. This needs to fry and it's not frying, it's just aimlessly like boiling away, which is shit. There's going to be a lot of me doing this basically in this video. I really apologise. I need to break this mince up and get it cooked, and there's only one way to really do it, and it's a lot of wooden spoon work. Yeah, this is going to be a very wooden spoon focused video in this particular part. Okay? So anyway, so as a lot of you, some of you might be aware, and some of you might not be aware of what happened to our mad Jamaican cook, Mr. Ainsley. He escaped from the Leyland Asylum Centre along with Heston. Okay, we have got 2 new security guards called Billy and Willie. Okay, they've both got their unique. They come from one's come from Special Forces. I think that's Willie, and Billy was silly and got basically sacked from Morrison's. So he's just come in. He wasn't a security. He was sort of like a security guard. Apparently he's in charge. Well, he weren't in charge of anything. His duties were collecting trolleys, not attempting to accost any shoplifters or anything like that. Just letting them nick whatever. Organising the plastic bags, and basically sweeping up and shit like that. He's now one of the main security guards of the Leyland Asylum Centre. They wanted a diverse mixture. They wanted someone who's a bit hardcore, like Billy, who is from, I think, like ex-Special Forces or something like that. He has been in trouble because Ramsey, who is still in the Leyland Asylum Centre, is in the internal hospital of the Leyland Asylum Centre because Ramsey got a bit too pally, a bit too friendly, offered to cook Billy a burger. Billy didn't like it and nutted him in the face, and nutted Ramsey in the face and smashed his face up. Bit of an issue. So we've got conflicts going on now. This is now starting to boil up now. Oh, it's still not frying, it's just boiling. But it's fine, I can cope with it, right? Yeah, it's not a problem. The Mitch Sarge has Ron nose and Sheep Unit nose, and Mr. Adam, we've got a new. I don't know if he's new or not. He's probably might be watching for ages. I don't fucking know. We have got a new gang member join. We're on to now 462 of you absolute beautiful bastards. Okay, and you can't find Sergeant's channel. We're over 18 only. Yeah, more restricted. It doesn't pop up in the algorithms a lot. Yeah, and when it does, you have to grab it with both hands and say yes. We want a bit of Sarge action. Yeah, and that's what you're going to get tonight. Or today. I'll do this during the day because of our restrictions, because we're so amazing. Even though I'm restricted on the algorithms of the interwebs, I'm actually restricted at home as well because we're that brilliant. So fuck you. There we go. Right, so I'm just gonna stick it there. Right, so Sheep Unit has done a few videos now. I will admit I watched a little bit. He's done a biscuit video or something like that. I watched a little bit, but I was still pissed off from, like, you know, I didn't actually want to unsubscribe from the White Wizard and Mrs. Tracy, even though she's stopped watching us long ago, and fucking boring Anna. I mean, Anna's just boring, to be honest. I mean, he's probably a nice bloke, but he's really boring. So, okay, there we go. Right, so as you can see, it's still got a long way to go. Right. So what we're going to do is I'm going to spend about 35 million years breaking this ground beef down, and by the time I do that, my right arm would have just withered away and died into a pustule of dusty sawdust. So there we are. Well, I'm just going to bring you back quickly, so because I'm going to just introduce a little technique here. This is called. This is basically what an instrument I don't use that regularly, but it has a very institutional consequences on what we're dealing with here. So what we're going to do, we're just going to fork. I'm literally forking my mince, basically. I'm forking my own meat. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. So we're just going to implement the fork instead of wooden spoon, even though wooden spoon is a great instrument. I've lowered the temperature down. You can see this is a lot of steam coming off the meat here. So we are going to get to a point where it's going to actually start popping and banging and actually frying. And that's what we want to get to. That's our ultimate goal at the moment. But what we need to do before we get to that stage is we need all this mince to be very grain-like. Right, so we need to break it up, and it's literally a race against time. Yeah. Now, anyway, like I said, what's gone on with the Heston? So he is on the run, but it's a different sort of on the run that has happened in times gone by. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. And the reason why that is because Heston was caught in the act of literally, and this is no word of a lie, because you won't be hearing me talk about Ainsley anymore. Yeah. You won't be hearing me saying, well, actually, you know, Ainsley was seen doing a fucking ready, steady Jamaican jerk chicken cook-off in the middle of like some town called Wolseley with a population of 40 people, yeah, and a tiny dessert stall, a little fruit and veg shop, a chippy, and a dog called Alvin, yeah. You won't be hearing of me saying that. And it upsets me and it pains me to even say this. And it's not the case of everyone going, oh bloody hell, has he like decided to like self-deport and go back to Jamaica? No, that's not the case. Even though it would have probably, I don't know. I don't know what Ainsley's you know, British status is. Has he got a passport? If he has, would I take it off him? Probably. You know, Jamaica's a nice place. It's hot and sunny, and you can like lie about on the beaches and drink a you know, like a rum and coke and shit like that. Yeah. Don't go in the sea. The sea's a bit dodgy. Looks nice. The sea looks nice. I would look at it if I was there. I'd look at the sea and the beach and go, oh, I'd like to go for a swim. But they do have tiger sharks there, and you know, like a lot of these places, the nicer it looks, the grimmer it actually is. So, you know, I mean, like take like the Great Barrier Reef and Australia and things like that. I'm still forking me meat. This is a nightmare. My arm's literally about to disintegrate on us and just actually end up in the fucking meat itself. So. Right, fuck it, that'll do. I'm going for the option of that'll do. I want it slightly rustic. I'm going for rustic. Yeah. Rustic is a brilliant excuse on things. If you can't get it quite right, just say I'm going rustic and then it works. So, there we go. Oh, fuck's sake. Oh. I mean, there's rustic and there's lumpy, isn't there still? So it still needs a lot of pliable technology. That's what I'm employing here now. I'm employing full awareness. Yeah. We are fully aware of my. I'm gonna have to just do it and get it really. This is fucking me, isn't it? Right. So yeah. Anyway, so like I said, but yeah, you won't be hearing me talking about Ainsley, sadly, unless they have got the wrong person. I'm not too sure. So anyway, everyone's going, "What the shit are you going on about, Sergeant?" We've still got no idea what you're actually trying to get to. Okay, a few weeks ago, basically. A local of said area had called Heston, Mr. Heston, setting up a barbecue, and they looked on in the background and said, oh yeah, it was just like a picnic event, barbecue. They thought he was, you know, literally marinating a very, very dark pig, but it wasn't a very dark pig, it was actually Ainsley. So basically Heston has barbecued Ainsley and ate him. Which is hence why Heston is now on the run. Yeah, I can't believe it. I mean, the identifying factors that people, nobody went into DNA, like the police didn't go into DNA or anything like that. They just said, we know it was Ainsley, yeah, we know it was Ainsley, because there was a big wobbly white chef's hat thing there on the ground, and there was a bag containing a load of vegetables, a pork chop, and a piece of chicken, and a jerk seasoning sauce jar thing. And that was all the evidence they need. Yeah, that was all the evidence they needed. Yeah, there were witnesses, but they were off in the distance. They couldn't quite grasp what was going on. And apparently Heston ate the entire lot. There was nothing left. Just a pair, just maybe some shoes. I think the lips weren't touched. They were not considered a delicacy. Eyeballs were got. Everything was just cooked. So it's not good. Not good. So Right, okay, anyway, don't worry about that. So anyway, so Heston's on the run, he's not having a fun time, and things like that. Anyway, right, so we're going to get back to another little topic that I've got going on. I've got to check my thing in the oven, but that's doing okay. That'll be fine. Okay. Right, I'm just going to mix this round now. Okay, we're going to go for a really nice mixing. Okay, now there's sauces we need to put in, the things we need to put into this beef. Okay, because we're still doing a lot of okays, isn't we? I mean, fuck me. Right, I'm going to just go through my powders, and I'm going to powder me meat. I don't normally powder my meat, I normally lubricate my meat, but in this case we're powdering our meat. So. Okay, right, so we've got on slightly further ahead than where we wanted to, and we've just come back to the sauce. Okay, so this is now turning into a more groundy, beefy situation. It's almost, it's like having like semi-exploding underpants, but in reverse, and just wearing them on your head instead of on your bum. There we go. Right, so here we go. So yeah, so like I said, I'm very upset about the loss of Ainsley. Although he was a nightmare at the Langham Asylum Centre, caused lots of bedlam and things like that. You know, he's confirmed. It is Ainsley, so it is an R.I.P. Ainsley. At the behest of Heston, which is, you know, quite ironic, really, to be honest with you. Right, okay, what we're going to do? We're now going to flavour the beef. Okay, this is how we're going to do it. We're going to go in for chili powder. Right, this isn't hot chili powder, it's just average chili powder. It's going to give it a nice darker colour. It's going to give it a more enriching flavour. We're going to go for chili flakes as well. I do want warmth in my chili. Okay, I'm not an abolitionist for non-heat. Let's just say that. So I'm always a willing participating person to divulge in a bit of heat experiment, right? Not that much, but just a little. We've got a little bit of Old Bay seasoning. This is always a classic. This has to go in. Right, nice bit of that. Just sprinkle it on. Sprinkle it on like you was sprinkling on powder, special powder for, say, like a veruca or something like that. I don't know. You might have loads of almonds, yeah? I don't know. You might have groin rot, as far as I'm concerned. I don't fucking know, do I? Why would I know? Right, okay, let's do this. Smoked paprika. Now we're going to put in quite a lot of this. Yeah, this is going to be one of the flavours of the day. Alright, this is called flavour of the day, and it's smoked paprika. Okay, obviously onion granules, they are a must. Alright, I could grind them up even more, but I haven't. I've just put them in. Right, Amici would just put them in. He might look at it and look at it in different terms, but I'm not doing that. Right? Garlic granules or powder, whatever you got. Quite a bit of this is going in. 2 of them, 2 to 1, 2 to 1. It's like a 2 to 1 experiment, but for, you know, but for naughty reasons. Right, we're going to get some a pinch of black pepper with actual whole peppercorns in it. So when I go and bite into it, I'll get a bit of peppercorn stuck in my teeth and things like that. Right, really classic. Right, I've noticed, if you notice, there's no salt. I have not put any salt into this because there is a stock cube that's going to go into this, and that will contain the salt that we need. Right, so I need to quickly just get this all sort of cooked down, whizzed around, because now we've got a different interaction going into this, and that is butter. Quite a bit of it. Alright, has to be done. I do believe that the beef that went into this was only 5% fat, and the pork that went into this was only, I don't know if it was a full 12% fat, but I don't think it was. So we're going to add some fat into this, and what better fat to add than butter? Okay, so it just creates a really nice, it's really starting to stick together now. It's getting its true self situation all sorted out. Now I need to create a little bit of a space over there because I need to whack in some tomato puree. Right, and as most of you, even non-Mitchies know, it's better to fry off the tomato puree than to put it in raw. Alright, so we're just gonna fry that tomato paste out. That's gonna do its duties. Alright, right, we've got tin plumber tomatoes. We're going to open that can. I'm going to employ the Michi can opener of dreams, distressing possibilities, and heavenly awaits of golden receiving parcels, but we don't know what. I'm tempted to whack it in as it is, or I'm tempted to whiz it up. Right, I don't know what to do. I'm going to whiz it up. I'm going to whack it in the whizzer, and we're just going to whiz. We are on whizzing duties now. Oh shit, bits fell off there. I'm putting a bit of water. I'm going to collect the remaining juice from the bottom of that can. We're not wasting a drop. Yeah, just like a housewife would. They wouldn't waste a drop from their husband's special deliveries. Right, okay, I need to turn the light off there though. That is a bit sad. I know I still haven't been bothered to get a dual plug, so just going to let that whiz round as an expert would. We're going to call it a whizzing around ability, okay, and it always comes deep from the soul. We're just going to mix this back in now, and there we go, and that's just going to perform its duties as it would anyway. Right, now next to go in, as that whizzes round, is the garlic. I'm going to whack the garlic in. So there is garlic powder in it, but we're now going to whack in some fresh garlic, which is always a better solution than trying to not put it in. Just put it in. Yeah, it's always better. Always do what I tell you to do. Everything will always work out alright. Okay, that's fine. That'll do. Okay, let's put the lights back on. Right, okie dokie. Right, so I'm just going to whiz all these flavours in now. Right, so here we go. So you can see what I mean. This is going to be a very, very nice chilli. It will be warm. I do want some heat into this chilli. Okay. Okay, really beautiful, really beautiful. I mean, you can tell the textures of skill that are literally just put. I'm going to turn this oil pan off because this isn't going to be ready for a while yet, actually. Right, okie dokie. Now, beef stock. Okay, we're going to talk about beef stock. Now, you can put in some chicken stock into this, or you can just put water. But I'm choosing to use a special reasonable shop. It's not a Knorr stock cube. It's only a. They're still nice, but this is where we don't really need the salt. This is what I'm saying. Because we're putting one of these babies in. Alright, we're going to rinse it out. It doesn't come out as clean as a Knorr, but the flavours are always in there. Or you could put in some Bovril. I haven't got any Bovril because I haven't been bothered to go up to the extremely amazing shop. We were only going over to just a reasonable shop a mile away from where I dwell. You know what I mean? I do not live anywhere looking over the car park of the of Audi in Billericay. I really don't. I live at least, it takes me at least 30 minutes to walk there. That's how far away that I live from Audi in Billericay. Oh, here we go. Okie dokie. So please believe it. Right, okie dokie. Right, okay, you smelly fuckers. Right, what we're going to do is we're going to take the tomato juice that we've just created, and we're going to whack it in here. Now this is where it's going to sit and cook for quite a while. There we go, that's all you need. And with that tomato puree in there as well, that's going to, just going to use our hands. We're going a bit amateur there, so sorry about that. Right, okay, it's going to do now. That was a bit of an amateur move there. Just ignore that, so it's fine. Okay. Yeah. So now we've got an actual bit of a sauce going on. We've got that stock cube in there as well. We've got the beautiful tomato paste, and we've got all the flavours. Now we can just lower this down onto a simmering tone. We are going to add a bit of water into there to just to get in a bit of realism going on now, because that beef stock cube is going to need some help, okay, in the form of a bit of water, and we're going to need it too, because this is going to be cooking out for probably about an hour. Right, it's going to need a lot of cooking out, right, to really get all them flavours in there and the juices going. So I'm going to keep it on a nice 4. A 4 for this is probably perfect. So now it's already forming into like what you would consider to be. I'm not going to say what it is, but you'll get the idea. I mean, you might get the idea. Who knows? I'm going to whack this into probably the mystery tours category or playlist that is on my fantastic YouTube channel. Just like to say, we've had 2 new gang members join. Okay. And all the original existing gang members would like to say hello. We have got a gang member that's refusing to leave. He's the White Wizard. If he wants to wash, fuck it, not much I can do about it. But you know what I mean. I will only communicate to him properly if he even just. All he's got to do is mention us. Just say, "All right, Sergeant. Yeah, you know, I've ignored you for no reason. You know, all because of what Sheep Unit did. You know, I'm not dropping Sheep Unit. I'll say it again. I'm not dropping Mr. Sheep Unit under the bus, but he was the one, technically, who did call your video bollocks, and I didn't say shit. But I'm the one that gets fucked off, and he isn't. So it's just, I'm not, you know, even Sheep Unit thinks it's mental. You know, the whole situation between, you know, me, Dennis, Sheep Unit, Tracy, who's just fucked off, Alan, but he's boring anyway, so I'm not bothered. So, you know what I mean? It's like, you know, our 2 like, I wouldn't say favourite people, well they were, but they're not now, obviously. And then you've got like poor fuckers like Ron, like left there in the corner. Like he's coming up with witty stuff, but luckily he stays out of it. It's probably intelligence of that's probably what I mean. So he's probably like proper up there. And that situation, and it just sometimes it's just yeah, you just want to go and do and say, well, no, actually, I'm not doing it. So I'm going to check my special situation I've got going on in here. Oh shit. Right, we've got an issue. I'm not sure I can use it actually. Fuck. Well, I've got a slight problem. So I've overcooked what I wanted to do, so I basically fucked it. Oh shit, I was going to do some crispy bacon, but there's no crispy bacon because the bacon's gone extinct. It's just fucked off, so I can't use that. Can I use that? I can't even pick it up because it's too hot. Shit. Right, okay, we've got a massive issue now. We've got a major. I'm gonna let this chili in here, basically, which is what it is. So you might have an idea where we're going with this. So we're doing a chili. I'm gonna see if I can use this bacon or not. I might be able to. It's very well done. Right, I might be able to save it. I really want to use it as a crumb. Okay, that's all I want to use it for. So it's very cooked. I mean, it might be okay. I think I might have. I don't know. Let me get it on a cloth and then you can see maybe. It's still very hot. I mean, is that fucked or not? I mean, it's cooled down a bit now. Actually. Alright, oh shit. There we go. But I'm going to use it, it's fine. All we want to use it is for a crumb, really. So I'm just going to leave it there to cool down. Yeah, wow. I mean, yeah. Everyone's obviously coming. Everyone's coming to the same conclusion as I am. This is a parter. It was always going to be. It was never going to be not a parter. I'm going to have a little taste of this at the moment before we dash off. Yeah, it's nice. It's got a lot of flavour there, but the meat does need to be cooked out more. And it's as simple as that. This is what I mean. That needs it's the flavour's out, but the meat is a little bit where it's been crispied up. It needs to settle back down and start to melt in. There's one ingredient we have forgot to put in, and we're not going to. We can't not put in. We've got to put in some light brown sugar. So this will help. This will help in the flavour and softening the meat down and just giving it a little bit of a glaze. So that's what we're going to do. There we are, nice. Maybe a little bit more. And I'm going to put another bit of butter in there as well. And then what I'm going to do with it is literally let it be on its way. It's literally as simple as that. The heat's in there, the flavour's in there. I don't want too much butter. I think that's probably a bit too much. Shit. Okay. Yeah. I mean, there we go. I mean, that is now gonna. That's now. I'm gonna put it on a 3. I'm gonna put it on a nice, comfortable 3. I'm just gonna stir all this in. Yeah. So what that sugar will do, it'll sweeten it a little bit as well. And the butter is going to really start softening that meat, because that meat was just slightly too I mean, it was slightly too hard, obviously. It was always going to be, because I'm only just starting the cooking process now. I've only just literally started cooking it out, to be honest with you. Yeah, this is like stage 1, and there's many stages to go, and it's as simple as fucking that. Yeah, because you're dealing with masterage in this now. Yeah, you're dealing with top flight quality ability. Yeah, you're not looking at making tea cakes and shit that just look like. So, I don't know what they look like. They just look shocking. You put lemon curd in one, raspberry jam in another one, and they just look like splodges on a baking tray with baking paper. You couldn't serve that to the public. It was fucking awful. I don't give a shit if he's eating it and his eyes go all light up and he thinks it's like amazing. They were shocking, absolutely shocking. I can't believe how bad they were. I'm going to stick with this as my crumb. I could redo it again, but I don't want to do it because the oven will have to go on again. Do you know what I mean? It is. They do when they do bacon at work like this. And I think I've just caught it. I've just caught it in time. I think I'm very lucky. I think that should be fine. Okay, so we're going to go into the chilli itself. Okay, so all you dogs out there, a bit of, I've actually given it away now, haven't I? Yeah, you're right. So I'm doing basically a chilli dog, but this is going to be an actual nice one. I've fucked up a few before, so hopefully this isn't going to be one of them. So let's give it a little shoot, so you can see the. Do you know what I mean? So I know sheep units, you get to see all this sort of business. I mean that's beautiful. I mean that when that cooks out, when all that stuff like reduces down a bit more, only a tiny bit. I only want it tiny bit. That's why I've got on such a low heat. I'm more interested in getting that meat nice and soft and pliable. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, that's basically it now. So right, so what's the news? So we've got the news of the 2 new security guards that are laying in the asylum centre, Billy and Willie. Billy's next special forces. He's being prosecuted at the moment for assault on Ramsey, who's now got a broken face. Willie is an ex-Morrison's trolley collector. Special tasks, cleaning, turning up for work on time. He's got a pen. Okay, that's cool. And then we've got obviously the confirmed non-aliving of Ainsley by Heston, who's now on the run, and young Bob outside has been harassed. So there we are. Right, okay, you absolutely smelly shitbags. I'm going to call this You Get a Roll With It and a Dog Part 1. Yeah. Fucking hell. See you pence in Part 2. Fucking hell.